What's up, guys? This is a brand new episode of Zombolics, and today we'll be discussing is what happened down at the Sanctuary and possibly like the deaths of many characters. So let's hop right into what happened down at the Sanctuary. So the episode starts off with like at the Sanctuary, everything starts off with like Negan surprising everyone that he's back, starting off with Dwight with him like we saw like a sneak peek of this of like Negan whistling to Dwight like saying, "Are you surprised I'm back and everything? You shouldn't. I'm back and you know everything is back mine or is back to my control and everything." Negan starts mentioning like things that like are like a little bit like a suspicion of him, saying that no one came to find like get him and everything when like Rick cornered him inside like the building. And he starts to get really suspicious to Dwight and everything because he's like starting to mention like all these things that like no one like came to find him and all of this. But then Dwight mentions something and kind of throws Simon and everything under the bus, which Simon has his own skeletons in his closet and everything. Like he's done like his own like really bad deeds to Negan, aka killing the scavengers. Dwight basically says Simon's your number two and Simon made the call to like just leave and like hope you get back. So this kind of like lifts suspicion on Dwight, but then puts it all on Simon and everything, which adds to Simon's like really bad like situation of like, you know, everything he's done. Then it goes to Negan in the meeting room with all like the saviors, like I think it's HAZRD, Simon, Dwight, and this one other guy, just don't know his name and everything. And they're all starting to discuss like everything that happened. Like Negan starting like questions Simon, saying, "Hey, like Simon, like why didn't you come looking for me when like Rick cornered me in the building? Like why didn't he was chasing me?" And Simon's kind of like dead silent during this. He's like really like scared because he's like, "Oh shit, Negan's back and everything." Then Negan starts getting up to like go to Simon and everything, and Simon's obviously getting like scared because Negan has Lucille in his hand, and Negan puts his like hand on Simon's like shoulder and everything, which we saw in, like a picture sneak peek and everything, and he says, "Get up and kneel." So obviously Simon's like really scared because obviously like when Negan tells someone to kneel, it possibly means he's gonna kill you or do something to you or like injure you. So Simon gets up, gets on his knees and everything, and he's just like scared. His face is like straight and everything, and it's like Negan started like question him and like started like say stuff to him saying, "Are you gonna make your move? Are you gonna make like take your shot and everything?" And Simon says, "There's no shot to take. This is it." Or he just says there's no shot taken and everything, and then like it's suspense starts building up and everything, and then they just let Simon go. Like Negan just says, "Okay, all's lifted off your shoulders, get up and go back to work and everything." So Simon's obviously relieved and everything. He basically says, "Okay, everyone, let's get out of here." Negan says, "Okay, the meeting's over, everyone get out." But Negan just says something to Dwight only. He says, "Dwight, you stay back in here. I have to like talk to you about something." But obviously Dwight's now like really scared and everything because obviously Laura and like all these other people that I think know about Dwight are still on the run. So Dwight sits down and Negan sits right in front of him. They start like discussing more about the plan and everything. Like, you know, the plan that they have, like they start discussing the plan on how they're gonna surround the hilltop and everything and start sniping the like the hilltoppers or whatever. Then after that, Negan basically says, "Oh, okay, yeah, you can leave and everything. The meeting's done 100%, everyone can leave." But then we get like to the scene of like Dwight and everything in his room just like discussing a plan and with himself, like packing everything away. And then Simon bursts in, which obviously we saw this yet again in the trailer for this episode 15. And Simon starts mentioning killing Negan and how they're gonna have like a huge meeting with all Simon's followers. We need to gather our like-minded individuals and like get this done and do what needs to be done. So obviously Simon says, "Get out there, be there and everything, or if not, then you know." So then it pans over to Dwight and like everyone else outside with Simon's followers, everyone who does want to like take over Negan. And Simon starts like talking, preaching to everyone and everything. Then Simon starts going over to Dwight and everything, which is like really weird. And then he says, "Negan's done the most to you, so you should be the one to do it, but how?" Simon starts discussing all these ways that like Dwight could possibly kill Negan. Then all of a sudden, after like after Simon talks to Dwight and everything, you hear the whistles, the like gut-wrenching whistles of Negan. And Negan comes like out from behind this trash can or everything, and he starts looking at Simon and he starts looking at everyone, which is just really weird because he just gives us suspense like, "Okay, Simon, you've basically really just fucked up," and he heard everything that like Simon was saying. Then Negan starts saying 3, 2, 1, and all of a sudden all Simon's like men and everything get gunned down by Negan's people, like all like Negan supporters. Now obviously during all this and everything, Dwight has his head completely down and everything, and Negan has like his hand on Dwight's shoulder, and Negan starts saying how much of a backstabber Simon is, and it's like basically like saying like, "Oh, you betrayed me, all this bullshit and everything that you've done to me, all this was because of you." Then all of a sudden like Simon just gets this dead stare at Dwight and starts running at him and everything, but obviously Negan's people starts holding Simon back by both of his arms, and Simon says, why Dwight and everything, after all Negan did to you, why do you want to like help him, like why did you turn on me? And you also have to see, as I like describe more, I think there's a lot of backstabbing and like turning on this episode, or just in the show in general. And then Negan says something to like Simon that really hits like something that's like really bad. He says, "Oh Simon, what about the garbage people? Why did you kill them all when I instructionally told you not to do so?" Which obviously Simon's like, oh shit, he found out, because obviously as you guys know, and like Rick and like Negan's fighting and everything. Rick told like Negan about how Simon killed all the garbage people, but Negan didn't know at the time, but now he does know, and he just confronted Simon on it. Then Negan basically says to Simon, I'll let you go and everything, but there's one thing that you have to do if you want to just take over and lead this place. Negan basically says to be the boss or to be the leader, you have to beat the leader or the boss, which basically means that he wants Simon, that if he wants to take over, he's got to kill Negan. Then it goes inside the sanctuary, the shot and everything. It shows Simon like being like a boss self and everything. He's like talking and everything. He's basically saying, oh, like the sanctuary needs to stand, everything needs to be done. If you put me in charge, I think everything will get done. Negan, that man right there, is not who's like supposed to be doing this all. He's gonna get you all killed and everything, which like I don't know why, but as Negan's standing here, he kind of looks really funny, kind of looks like a wise ass kind of like to Simon. He's kind of just standing there like, okay, so you're gonna do everything now and like get us all killed. Like he's basically just giving like a wise ass look to Simon, which I thought was really hilarious. Then all of a sudden Simon says, like starts like getting like turning his back to Negan, and then all of a sudden he turns back around, swings and punches Negan, and the fight begins. They're starting to like run around punching, like all this is going on while all the saviors are just staring at them and everything, and they're just fighting and punching each other, which like the fight was like amazing, everything was done perfectly. But then all of a sudden as they're fighting, Dwight takes Gregory behind into this like little like room or whatever, or behind this little like area, and he hands like Gregory like the map that like all the plans to like attack the hilltop and everything, and basically says, get this to Rick, tell him about tomorrow, which as you guys know, tomorrow in the episode and everything is the next day where they're gonna have the attack. And then he starts like, and then he tells Gregory to just run, go, I have like a car waiting out for you like out back, which I thought this was really weird and everything, because Gregory was technically doing something good, like he was working for Dwight to like make sure that nothing like goes wrong and everyone at like the hilltop and Alexandria and the kingdom survive. So obviously then like Dwight goes back to like watching the two, Negan and Simon, fight and everything, but at this point, as like soon as Dwight gets back, Negan is on top of Simon, holding his neck down and everything, basically chanting, saying, you backstabbing like motherfucker and everything. He basically is like damning Simon to hell. And then he says something really key. He says, I'm gonna kill them all just like I'm about to kill you, which at first Negan was like not about killing any of them because he said like they're all resourced and everything, but now all of a sudden he wants to kill them all completely and everything because he's so enraged about everything that's happened. So then all of a sudden you hear this like, you like pan Negan and everything, and you hear like see Negan like push down force, then all of a sudden you hear a crack, and that's like officially Simon's like all for the show and death and everything, because Negan like cracked and snapped and crushed his neck or his lungs and everything. And then it pans over to the hilltop and everything. It shows Gregory back at the hilltop being like caged up again inside the pen, which obviously Gregory, what's funny is everything is he's the only one in the pen because obviously Morgan and Rick killed the like rest of the prisoners. Rick and like Michonne and the group and everything start looking over the plans like that's like Negan planned to do everything with, but then it gets really fishy. It goes back, like pans back to the sanctuary thing, and like Dwight and Negan are talking like with Negan saying, oh yeah, you know I had to do it, I definitely crushed him and everything, and basically bragging about killing someone to Dwight. It basically says, hey Dwight, you're my new second hand man and everything, you're my new like top guy and everything. But then it gets really interesting when Dwight's about to go in his room. He opens the door and guess who's sitting down inside like his room on like his like little chair? Fucking Laura, the one that knew everything about Dwight, that knew his like backstabbing ways, like that knew like everything. Because obviously as Dwight gunned down all of his men and everything, Laura like saw it and got away and ran back to the sanctuary, which is who Negan picked up in his car when he was going home after like, you know, the whole like situation at the junkyard with Jadis. So then Laura basically like said everything to Negan. Simon tried running out of the room and everything, but obviously all the saviors blocked, and Negan was like, so you're that backstabbing little weasel and everything. And I don't know why, but when I saw Laura, it kind of, like, I don't know why, like what it is about her, but when she speaks, it kind of annoys me. Like I don't know why. She just kind of seems like that third grade tattletale. But then Negan says something really interesting and like just kind of worrying for us fans and everything, like to like Dwight. He basically says he knew what Dwight was gonna give the plans to Gregory to go to Rick. And basically says those were fake plans. So the plans Rick were looking over at like Hilltop and everything were wrong plans that would lead them all into like the line of fire for Negan's group to kill them. Now obviously this probably won't end up happening because now, you know, it's just they technically all have to survive. Well, not all, but you know, like the main characters are, you know. But this was like really like a crazy episode and everything. There was like Laura's return, the death of like a big character, aka Simon, Dwight's like betrayal was found out and everything like crashed and burned. But yeah, make sure to leave your thoughts down below and make sure to tune in for like this weekend. I think I'm gonna be posting a lot of like Walking Dead theory videos, like the new teaser, like, you know, like breakdown. And see you guys later, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. See you guys later, peace out.